If you're anything like me, sometimes you leave holiday gift buying to the absolute last minute. And for today's video, I'm going to give you 23 of some of the coolest, most interesting, most unique, best last minute gifts for the holidays this year. This video does include chapters, and towards the end of the video, I will be talking about smaller brands and retailers that I've been enjoying throughout the year. So if you like supporting small, that'll be the section for you. Starting things off with gift number 1, we have the wildly underrated fashion accessory, the shoehorn. Probably one of the most day-to-day impactful fashion items that I've ever purchased for myself was this extra long $10 shoehorn. Something literally everyone does every single day is put shoes on their feet. And you might be thinking, well, Drew, you're kind of overhyping such a small, minuscule accessory, but no, trust me, when you use something or do something every single day, it becomes second nature. But when you add just an extra 10%, 1% level of comfort to an activity you do every day, it starts to extrapolate itself over time. It becomes a very noticeable difference. To me, this is the best, cheapest last minute gift on this list. Number 2, to me, the most important sneaker for the year 2023 was the Adidas Samba. And I think that the Adidas Samba makes for a great last minute gift, especially because it retails for about $100. You can find them for less, and I find that to be a fair price for such a popular sneaker. The vegan leather pair looks great, the black version, the OG cloud white version looks great, and there are so many other colorways and variations that you just can't go wrong with an Adidas Samba. If you have that within your budget for someone you care about, consider that shoe. Now, in my opinion, one of the best gifts you can give someone who's maybe a young person, older person, doesn't really matter their age at all, if they're into fashion, getting into fashion, is a pair of wireless Bluetooth headphones. Let's face it, most of us spend an inordinate amount of time scrolling on social media, listening to music, or listening to podcasts, listening to something. We're always kind of plugged in. This generation, this time period is a very plugged in time period. And one of the ways to make your friends or yourself or your loved ones' screen time more enjoyable is to splurge on something like a pair of Bluetooth wireless headphones. For me, I use a pair of Bose's QC35 Mark IIs, and I love these headphones. They're incredibly comfortable and they sound decently good. I wouldn't say that they're like world class, but they sound really good. Apple has the AirPod Maxes, which are a very expensive variant. Sony has a sale going on online for the XM, I can't remember the exact name of the headphones, but they have a sale going on. And Marshall's is another brand that has been pretty popular in the wireless consumer headphone space. But there are a ton of options. You don't have to go with Bose, Sony, Apple, Marshall. You can go with so many different other brands, because as long as you have something that kind of goes over your ears and covers your ears, like, you're good. Or you can do something that's not even headphones. You can do earbuds, wireless earbuds, or you could even do wired earbuds. So those are even popular. But headphones are a good way to give a gift that I feel like a lot of people will enjoy. Ever since moving to New York City, one of the best gifts that I've ever received from friends, family, and loved ones after moving into my apartment is the gift of plants. Snake plants, ZZ plants, succulents are so easy to take care of. And some of the benefits of having plants around in a living space is they help keep the air clean. They bring a bit of nature to the concrete jungle that is New York City for me. And I've come to really enjoy being able to take care of plants of my own and see them grow different stems. It's kind of fun. Like, once you have a plant or two that you've seen kind of grow over 2 to 3 to 4 months, like, it wouldn't necessarily jump out at you as something that maybe you would enjoy, but trust me, like, taking care of plants is like an enjoyable process. Taking care of nature, it's kind of cool. For number 5, I kind of want to do a 2-for-1 special when it comes to last minute gift ideas. This is for someone who is a fashion MF or a fashion friend or partner in your life. I'm talking shoe trees and lint rollers. Now, shoe trees help maintain the structure of your shoes when you're not wearing them, especially leather shoes, because if you have leather loafers or leather shoes, then you know that after you take your foot out of them, sometimes the forefoot or the kind of ankle area of the shoe or boot that you're wearing will kind of fold in, and it kind of looks unbecoming of the shoe. So in order to maintain that structure, shoe trees help with that. Lint rollers, everyone knows what a lint roller does. It gets rid of lint. And if you have a friend or a fashion MF or a fashion person in your life who wears a lot of black or darker colors, they especially need a lint roller. Black just, for whatever reason, attracts a ton of lint, attracts a ton of dust if you have dust around you, and it just doesn't look as clean or as crisp as it could be. The outfit doesn't look as clean or as crisp as it could be if you don't constantly or aren't every so often using a lint roller to make sure that your pieces don't look too dusty. Your friends will appreciate you. Shoe trees, lint rollers. Keeping in line with like practical, functional gift items, I think one of the best purchases that I've made over my adult life so far is buying into and making sure I have good, reusable bags. And I think for a lot of cities around the world, they already charge you for plastic bags. I know New York charges you for plastic bags. When I lived in Denver, they had just implemented like charging people at grocery stores for plastic bags. So I think more and more people are getting turned on to the fact that, hey, I need to have a grocery bag so that I'm not paying extra for plastic bags when I go to the grocery store. Reusable bags for me look like tote bags. Crossbody tote bags are my favorite. I love crossbody totes. The only thing that I would warn you about crossbody totes as opposed to like a single shoulder tote is the fact that for single shoulder totes, it seems like if you have a big one, you can carry more than a crossbody, but it depends on what kind of bags you get. And then there's also like foldable bags that are reusable. I know Lauren has a few of those as well that they just work kind of great. You fold them up, you can carry them with you in your like purse if you're a girl, or even if you're a guy. Like some of them fold up enough so that you can carry them like in your wallet, which is crazy, and then you can just take it out and use that bag if you need a bag in a pinch. So those kind of things are really good gifts for people that maybe they wouldn't necessarily go out and buy themselves, but like they realize that they need it because they go grocery shopping every week, and they're like, damn, I need to get myself a reusable bag. I keep buying plastic bags at the grocery store. It's a good idea. It's a good last minute idea. One of the coolest accessories that make for great gifts are vintage pins and vintage pin sets. Pins, in my opinion, are such a fun, unique way to spice up an outfit or a piece that maybe needs it, maybe doesn't need it, but it's just a fun way to spice up a piece. I use pins all the time for different jackets that I'm wearing or different hats that I have. I think it just adds a cool, different aesthetic to the entire garment or item of clothing that has the pins attached to it. And just the task of searching for pins on eBay or Etsy is kind of fun in and of itself. I love like kind of going online. Everyone likes going online and looking for unique, cool deals on eBay, Etsy, and other secondhand retailer or small brand retailer websites. The older I get, the more I realize small, meaningful gifts actually go so much further than like the big purchases that I used to want as a kid. And one of the best ways you can go about giving someone a small, meaningful gift is to maybe think of an idea for a desk accessory for someone you care about in your life. There are tons of different desk accessories, from crystals to bobbleheads, figurines and action figures, and just other sentimental, like even photos, like just sentimental things that when someone goes to sit at their desk, whether they work a corporate job, whether they work from home, whether they work in a kind of hybrid system, like when they sit down at their desk, they can see or be reminded of the simple joys of life, whether it be like something that they like, something that brings them a fond memory. You kind of get what I'm saying, right? Like desk accessories are that small reminder. I've been seeing a lot of these like Pop Mart like figures that have been popular. Smiskis are also super popular, and everyone knows about Funko Pops. Okay, this one's gonna be really cool. I recently discovered a Japanese porcelain company called Hasami Porcelain. They've been in existence for around 400 years, which is just absolutely incredible. That's longer than the country in which I'm living in. And the thing that's dope about Hasami Porcelain is that it's really clean cut, it's really beautiful, very minimal, highly functional, and it's just well made porcelainware, kitchenware, houseware products. Lauren and I have 2 mugs from Hasami Porcelain, and we love these mugs. They're actually really fun to drink like tea out of, or just warm juices, or just drink anything out of. They're awesome. And we are highly considering getting the plates. Everything that they have looks so cool. So I kind of want to get everything, but the more you get, the more expensive it gets. I would start with something small like a mug or a small container, and then see if the person likes it and go from there. Bic or BIC lighters are everywhere, and we've all used a Bic or BIC lighter and used it up, throw away its plastic encasing, and bought the next Bic or BIC lighter. But have you ever considered maybe gifting or giving for yourself a reusable or refillable lighter? There are so many use cases for lighters as well. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about like I'm some kind of expert at reusable lighters, even though I have a Bic lighter right behind me. Maybe, wink wink, someone can give me a gift of a reusable lighter so I don't have to buy these Bic ones. But it's cool. I think better lighters, or a more reusable, refillable lighter, is a really thoughtful gift, because we all need lighters. This year, for my 2023 best and worst trends video, I highlighted carabiners as being one of the most prominent trends for menswear this year. And if you have a friend who fumbles with their keys a lot, or is constantly losing different small EDC everyday carry items, and they need a place to put all of them, give them a elevated, or maybe not even elevated, just a regular carabiner, so that they can clip their keys, their keychains, their bottle openers, whatever it may be, to their waist belt, and it looks kind of cool in the current zeitgeist of 2023, 2024 fashion. And if you give them the carabiner and they're like, "Yo, Drew, why did you give me a carabiner to style?" Carabiners are actually just good to have, point blank, period. Like, I have a couple carabiners that I use for just random things, like random hooks, random just extra links to something. Like, carabiners are a good gift regardless if they use it for a fashion element or a fashion component. So one of my favorite hobbies that I've been getting more and more into recently is reading different fashion magazines. And if you have not yet experienced the joy of flipping through a fashion catalog or magazine, do yourself a favor and get a fashion magazine for yourself or for your homies, like now, like before the holiday season is come and gone. The cool thing about fashion magazines, though, is that you can get a lot of references for different looks, different style inspirations, things of that nature. But if you're more someone who likes design elements, there's design books, there's art books, there's tutorial books. These kind of things in the fashion space double up as like coffee table books. I like Popeye, Lightning, Casa Brutus, and the favorite one that we've been reading now, as per a gift from a friend of mine, is Girls. Now, not all gifts need to be physical items. You know that, right? You don't have to actually go out and buy a physical thing for the holidays year after year after year. In fact, I could argue that some of the best gifts are experience gifts. And one of the easiest, no-brainer experience gifts that you can give to someone in your life is the gift of going to a concert together. It doesn't even need to be someone crazy big like Beyonce or Taylor Swift or just someone insane like that. It could be a local act. It could be going to a local little bar or a local little live music scene in your city. Those things go a long way in just helping friendships feel really meaningful and like you're doing things together, as opposed to just sometimes dust collecting gifts that your friends may or may not use. Books are another great last minute gift if you are fumbling around with what exactly to get the people in your life. There's really nothing like reading something that truly captivates you, that kind of absorbs you into this world, makes you think about things differently, helps you learn about yourself. Like, if you can get a really good book for someone, I promise you, they'll thank you. They'll gain a bit of knowledge in the process, which is always good. All right, moving on. Paper lamps are some of the coolest, calming indoor light fixtures that also make for great gifts. When it comes to paper lamps, there are some really expensive, really beautiful versions, and then there are your less expensive entry-level versions that I think also make for really cool, unique, interesting gifts if the person in your life is into this sort of indoor decor. And if paper lamps are meant to keep things calm and tranquil, then LED lights are meant to bring a lot of energy and fun to a space. And I think they also make for great gifts. LED lights, lamps, and light fixtures have seen a meteoric rise in popularity over the last 3 to 5 years. And I finally see why. When we got our LED floor lamps from Govee, these are just so freaking fun to have in the apartment. They change colors. The lights can adjust to the music that's being played in the room. They have tons of different scene selections. LED lights, if you get the ones by Govee or other versions, whatever versions that you like, are fun to have and fun gifts to give. I think we're on number 17 now, and bear with me here. 17 is going to be a bit of a weird one, okay? But I think for a great last minute gift, one of the things that you should consider is getting someone you care about, friend, family, yourself, is a bagel. Who doesn't like bagels? I mean, come on. Who doesn't like bagels? Food is something that we all need to eat, okay? And bagels are one of the most enjoyable treats that you can have. I've been having a lot of bagels. Obviously, New York City is known for its bagels, but even something like Einstein Bros. Like, when's the last time you went out and got a bagel? I feel like it just doesn't happen as much, and maybe it doesn't happen as much for your friends or your family either. So getting them either an actual bagel, like something that they like everything bagel or plain bagel or whatever it is, getting them the actual bread or getting them a gift card is a great gift. And if they don't like bagels for whatever reason, which I'm not going to judge you if you don't like bagels, maybe you have like a gluten thing going on. I have no idea. I respect it. Maybe instead of bagels, I was thinking the alternative would be like a smoothie. Like going to like a smoothie place and getting a smoothie. Like, who doesn't like smoothies? And if you don't like smoothies, then I don't have anything else for you. But maybe just if I could give a recommendation, great last minute gifts are gift cards or some kind of food option for the people in your life. That took a turn. Bagel, smoothies, food gifts. Great last minute gift. One of the best experience gifts to give is the gift of something like a pottery class, a clothing dyeing class, or a painting class. Something where you can create something with your hands. Pottery comes to mind first because it's just fun. Like, I enjoy like seeing pottery content on Instagram and on TikTok and things like that. And so for Lauren's birthday last year, we actually went to a little pottery class, like a one-time class where we made bowls. We weren't any good at pottery, but it was fun, and it's something that Lauren and we made the bowls. We still use them here today in the New York City apartment, and it's just a fun gift. If your friends like painting, do something with painting. If they like dyeing or creating or crafting clothing, do something with clothing. But it's a great experience gift if you do something where you are actively, creatively creating something with your hands. I know I talked about how the Adidas Samba has been the most popular sneaker of the year, but as of late, ever since the fall time hit, I would argue that the Timberland 6-inch boot has been the most popular pair of boots of the year. And the thing that's really cool about Timbs is that they're being worn by both men and women in such really unique, tasteful ways. Now, Timberlands retail for $150, which might be a steep gift to give a friend. But if you have someone who you really care about, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, brother, sister, something of that nature where you really want to splurge on them, consider giving them a pair of Timberlands. Make sure to go down a half size or a full size. They run a bit big, but it's something you should definitely consider. Another great fun fashion gift are vintage sunglasses. Oakley has so many fun models that even I've recently been looking at. I actually picked up the Oakley E-Wire sunglasses. I believe mine date back to the 90s if I'm not mistaken, and I got them for under $100. And there are a lot of great options, a lot of great vintage sellers, a lot of great just people who don't want their sunglasses anymore, who are trying to get rid of them for whatever reason. And if you go looking on eBay, if you go looking on Facebook Marketplace, places like this, you can find some really cool options that I guarantee your friends will enjoy, your loved ones or yourself will enjoy if you're looking for last minute gift items. Here are the last 3 last minute gift items that I want to give you for this video. We have natural candles, natural incense, and natural wines. Maybe it's just me. I don't know if you're like me at all, but I like creating ambiance in these spaces that I'm living in. And candles and incense do a fantastic job of creating true ambiance in a living environment. If you have friends that like particular scents and you know that they like those scents, get them a natural candle or incense in that scent. And there's a distinction. There's a reason why I'm saying natural, because there are a lot of candles, incense that smell really good and are maybe cheaper products, but they release toxic chemicals when you burn them into the air. And I just don't want to see you guys breathing in unhealthy chemicals from the gifts that you receive or give to the friends and people in your life. Natural incense and candles usually have cleaner ingredients, and you just don't want to be giving someone a gift that if they have respiratory issues or if they can't breathe as well for whatever reason, like just get them something that, will uplift the environment and their health, not dampen or lower their health because it's a cheaply made candle or incense. And for natural wine, it's the same thing, right? Like there are foods that have more chemicals and have more ingredients, and there are foods that have less ingredients and less chemicals. And that's the same boat for natural wine. I'm not even the biggest wine drinker, but I had some natural wine in New York with some friends a few weeks back, and it was tasty. It was good. And I cannot complain when it comes to that, and I thought it would be a good little recommendation for you guys. As mentioned, I want to highlight some smaller brands that you should also consider supporting for the holidays, as small businesses are still really important. I like supporting smaller creatives. I don't like just giving my money and my time and my resources to the mega corporations that control a lot of the industry that we're a part of. So here are some small brands that you should take note of. Starting off with Mediterranean Scandinavian footwear company Morhas. Now I learned about Morhas earlier this year, and to me the brand signifies a step up in loafers and leather footwear from what I was previously wearing. I personally own the Belgian loafer that they carry, the penny loafer they carry, and the Oxford shoes that they also carry, and they're all very, very beautiful. Morhas exists in a space where they give you high quality, maybe even luxury level quality of footwear, but at a fraction of the price of something like Louis Vuitton or Dior or Yves Saint Laurent. They don't exist in that like high fashion range. Their quality is there, but their price point isn't. Next, we have a brand that I've always tooted its horn in, Libero. Adam Apogilesi, I don't know how to pronounce bro's last name, is one of the most inspiring small brand owners that I've come across over the last 3 or 4 years. What Libero makes could easily be housed at Ralph Lauren's flagship on Madison Avenue here in New York. He has a small but super dynamic team, and each season he comes out with new visuals, new products, new clothing. It just blows me away what he's able to do with such a just tight-knit group of people that he works with. Bare Knuckles is another small brand that I just couldn't get enough of in 2023. Arguably, it probably is my most worn brand of the year for the year 2023. I loved wearing my bare knuckle pieces. And it's kind of rare for a small brand to carry items that work in multiple ways. So for Bare Knuckles, I was able to wear their pants a ton. They had the proper inseam length for someone my height, which I kind of struggled with for brands like Story MFG and other brands of that nature. But they also carried products that worked for me in terms of uppers and jackets. So like the jackets that they made also fit very, very well, which is really cool to see that a small brand is catering to someone of my body type, which my body type's not even that crazy. It's just there are a lot of brands that don't make pants long enough for someone who's above 6'2", which is me. Another brand that I literally wore every single day, if not every single week in 2023, was Somar. Owen Hyatt's Somar just keeps getting better and better and better. And I think that Somar is primed to have one of the most dynamic, one of the most interesting 2024s for the year. This wouldn't be a small brands list if I didn't mention Samuel Zelig. Now, Samuel Zelig is a Los Angeles-based label that makes some of the most coolest, Don't know why I said it like that. Some of the most unique, some of the most artistic sweatshirts and hoodies and embroidery motifs and chain stitching on garment. Like, it's just, they kind of create this. I'm wearing a Samuel Zelig piece right now, actually. You can kind of see how like their stuff is. It's just very unique. Like, I just would never imagine that this kind of artwork could be on an item of clothing. That's what Samuel Zelig is. It like recontextualizes what I think should be on a hoodie or a quarter zip or a sweatshirt. Okay, I'm just kind of reflecting right now, and I think of these small brands that I wore the most this year, we have Bare Knuckles, which I mentioned, Somar, which I mentioned, and there's another one called Bleeding Indigo, which, if you don't know Bleeding Indigo, let me put you on. This Dutch brand is rooted in its appreciation for Americana. In the name, it's called Bleeding Indigo because they have an appreciation for indigo dyeing and Japanese fashion, Japanese Americana, vintage Americana, all of these things. And just like Bare Knuckles, they make clothing that has a vintage feel, but it's like been modernized, right? It has this like modern contextualized look that fits body types like mine, which is like, that's the biggest thing. Bare Knuckles just fits my body. It fits great. The jackets fit great, the pants fit great, the hats are dope. Like they really make unique pieces that can be paired with a lot of different styles as well. So I would give Bleeding Indigo a look if you have not given them a look so far. Last but not least, I cannot have a small brand list and not mention Italian made, Los Angeles founded and run and operated footwear company Collegium. When I was first introduced to Collegium in 2019-2020, they were mostly doing sneakers, and the way that the brand has changed and evolved and created new silhouettes, created new products, centered around Italian made leather and Italian leather that's really high quality while keeping the price point low, is just one of the coolest stories that I've seen over the last 4 years as well. Can't get enough of the sneakers, the mock toe derbies, they have boots, they have jackets, they have pants. Like, they make a lot of really good stuff. But I think what really stands out about Collegium is the fact that they really understand how to connect with people as opposed to just pushing product. And for small brands, that's one of the biggest distinctions that you feel from them as opposed to larger companies. They don't necessarily have the same community feel because they're so bloated, they're so big. But Collegium is not like that. And they just opened up a retail store in Los Angeles area. And I couldn't be more proud of Nick and Klaus and everybody at the Collegium team that does really fantastic work. The collaborations are fun. Just everything about Collegium. I'm rooting for them. I really am. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Those were 23 last minute holiday gift ideas. Those are some brands, smaller brands that you should tap into. As always, I'm spreading peace, love, and positivity in 2023. So that means I'm spreading peace, love, and positivity to you from me. Wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful rest of your day. A bientôt. Peace. Dang, I'm gonna need a new intro. I'm gonna need a new outro. Yo, what is good? Post vid. Here's a fist bump for the one time. Bop. Thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. Here's another one. Bop. Thank you guys so much for the post vid question of the day. I want to know, leave a hashtag PVV down in the comments so I can read it later when you answer. How would you summarize 2023 in 3 words? For me, I'm going to go with growth, health, and maturing. For me, 2023 was a year of a lot of growth, meaning that not only was I able to see a growth in the work that I was doing, an expansion of the work I was doing. I feel like I grew in terms of like becoming healthier again, maintaining like a healthy gym routine, things like that were really good for me. Kind of coincides with health as well. And then making the leap of moving to New York City, it takes a lot of maturity to do that. And hopefully I can continue to chase the goals that I have while I'm here for 2024, and continue to make the best videos I can for you guys. Let me know your answer down in the comments, hashtag PVV when you answer so I see it. I'll see you guys in the next upload. We got a couple more before the new year. We're going to do a couple more. So we'll see you in the next videos. Peace.